Hello. I'm only going to be on here for a very short period of time. Just wanted to talk about the current energy, what I've been picking up, what I've been experiencing, what I've been feeling as we are in between eclipses. I thought I would come on here to see if anyone else wanted to chime in on their experiences as well. I'm only going to give it a couple minutes and then I'm going to just start pulling cards and talking about this card right here, the Hanged Man, as well as the Six of Cups. So, hi, for anybody's out there, because I see that there's likes, but it says no people, but I know that technology has been definitely testing me this whole week, and I'm game. I'm up for that. So if you're out there, say hello. Definitely interesting energy that I'm picking up. And for anybody who follows or understands what the Schumann resonance is, that is a way to gauge, to put it into layman's terms, it's a chart. It's a way to gauge the energy that is being emitted from the earth. And it had been pretty dormant, pretty at its baseline, 7 hertz, for a very long time. I stopped looking. Well, it turns out that there was a complete blackout. Don't know if it started last Saturday or Sunday into Monday. And then we started to receive spikes in energy. And between last night and this morning, there were some pretty big spikes in energy that I haven't seen in months, actually. So definitely felt that shift, felt those shifts. And in observing my surroundings and my experiences, there's been a lot of car accidents yesterday and today, a lot. One was my daughter-in-law's sister got hit. Somebody ran a red light and it was a hit and run and they took off. This morning I had to go to the driver's license center to get my license, my new driver's license. It was expiring, and it took me over an hour to get there because there were 2 accidents on the way. And then my sister told me that she had come across some accidents as well. So there's a lot of volatile energy out there for many who are trying to keep up with the rat race. And many of us are feeling very tired. You might feel yourself feeling tired, drained, maybe not a whole lot of get up and go, a whole lot of motivation. We have just enough energy to do what we have to do. Never give up on something that you really want. That brings up the Hangman also. A lot of things that may have been in some kind of flow or movement, and this is one of the universal laws. Everything is constantly moving, but it's never going to be consistent. So after this eclipse, we may have had an uptick in energy, and then it comes down, and we are at a very slow, things aren't quite moving as fast as we'd like them to. But also remember that we are in this in-between period energetically, where a lot of us, the universe is saying, hold on, just wait. Don't give up on what it is that you want. But surrender, let go. And there's a big difference between giving up. Giving up just means I quit, I give up, and you fall into like a depression, and your energy becomes stagnant. Letting go is, all right, things aren't moving the way that I thought that they were going to move, or the way I'd like them to be moving at this time, but I understand that there's something else that I'm meant to be paying attention to. The Hanged Man. There's more incoming energy for healing, for self-awareness, for awareness in general, that we are meant to gain through maybe some reflection on our past, that we need to take forward with us when the energy begins to really move forward in a faster pace, which it will. I've been getting a lot of messages that appreciate this slow down period, and it's slow down period for many. Now you'll see a lot of people out there in the rat race. They're not slowing down at all. They're trying to keep up because they're doing too much. They're trying to keep up with the fast pace of time, man-made time, as well as technology. That technology is actually growing and evolving faster than we human beings are in our consciousness, which is a little creepy, but that's okay. We'll catch up. Where was I going though? But that's where the accidents, that's where I'm noticing people, there are a lot of mistakes, things are breaking, there are accidents, and there are mistakes that are being made because many people are overextending themselves, overextending their energy, putting themselves in too many places at once, trying to keep all of the pieces moving and working and going the way that they had. And they're going to come to a rude awakening that you can't keep all those balls up in the air forever. Eventually you're going to get tired and the balls are going to start to fall down onto the ground. Then what are you going to do? We have to kind of come down to the ground, ground ourselves, basically. This is a good time to do it, is to appreciate the slow down. When your body says slow down, listen to it. Listen to it. The body is so much smarter than our minds are. So I wanted to put that out there because that's definitely something I'm even experiencing it. You know, there are times where I get in my way. I get in my own way, and I want to keep things in a, you know, it's moving positively, it's moving in a nice flow, but I want to keep this momentum going. That's an ego thing, actually, that I had to really come to terms with. It's also linked to survival. You know, we want to be able to keep up with things so that we don't fall through the cracks or lose something. That's how it's perceived anyway. But truly, 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 slow down. Slow down. I'm going to get a read for the collective here on this current energy, because I'm seeing this uptick of energy coming up through the planet right now, affecting all humans, affecting animals as well. You know, my cat loves to go outside and just frolic around, and she just wants to stay in bed. These last 2 days, she's like, no, it's comfy here. I'm like, are you telling me something? Is this a hint? Because I would love to stay in bed with you all day. But then at the same time, no, I don't want to stay in bed with you all day. The weather here where I am is not cooperating either. It's rainy, it's cold, and so it's also sort of a good stay indoors and get in touch with yourself and allow whatever messages are coming through your psychic senses, through your dreams, through your memories, through your experiences, to really enlighten you for the journey that's to come. We do have another eclipse coming up in another week and a half, and so that's gonna be a big one. Right, 3 of Wands. We're in preparation phase right now. Oh, and 6 of Swords. we're in this stage, it's in between our past versions of ourselves and our future versions of ourselves, or our lives, both. And we are being prepared energetically, and it's up to us to really go with that. Connect to the sun, connect to yourself spiritually, ground, get yourself in a good mental state, balanced mentally. 3 of Wands, 6 of Swords. So you're not thrown off kilter one way or the other. Sometimes we can get pulled in, we can get pulled down or we can get pulled up. And it's like, we got to find that nice balance, because we have had these tipping points that have really tipped us over into either being too emotional or too irrational or too physical. And, you want to be like Goldilocks. Let's find what is just right for you, each and every one of us. I'd love to hear how any of you are experiencing the current energies, or the in-between energies, the in-between eclipse energies. Because I know I'm not the only one. I've had many people reach out to me, and I do communicate, and I'm around other people from time to time that we communicate about these things, and it's definitely been going on. A lot of soul searching still too. Three Cups. And here we go with relationships. Right. Okay. As I was saying in the Libra eclipse video, this energy is all geared towards us really getting a closer look, an in-depth look at our relationship patterns and our attachment styles, and the lessons that we learn through relationships. We can only learn through relationships, and we need relationships. We really do. We need to connect to one another, truly. But things are being balanced out. Whether you're one to overgive of your energy, overgive of your time, overgive of like responsibility, not really sure where you draw the line of what's my responsibility, what's another person's responsibility. We're learning all of these things, and this is that time, this is that downtime to really like contemplate all of that. With stuff coming up from the past. Stuff coming up from the past. Either this is somebody from your past resurfacing in your actual life experience, but for many of us, this is just memories of the past. Now my cat wants to go out. Memories of the past, nostalgia, dreams, and realizations from the past. All right. I'm going to keep reading, but bear with me. I'm going to let my cat out so she stops meowing at us. Okay, sorry about that. So, really, we're being prepared for where we're going, what's to come in the near future. We're in that in-between time. It's really an important time to let things arise as they do, and when they do, not to push them away or suppress them right now, especially when it comes to past relationships, our relationship experiences from the past. These are our best lessons. Best lessons learned for soul growth. All right. What else do we want to do here? So the big messages that I received, and I knew that they were definitely personal messages for me, but they were also for many others, is to slow down, to pay attention to the body, what the body's saying, honor it. We are in such fast moving energy outside of us. Time is speeding up. The earth is moving in a whole new I caught alive. So glad, because I'm definitely in this energy of in between. Yeah. And I don't know how long you've been listening, but thank you for chiming in. We're definitely pay attention to what happens within you when suddenly you're not really wanting to flow with how fast everything outside of us is moving. Time is moving, people are moving, cars are moving. Like I was saying, there were many car accidents here between yesterday and today that I've witnessed. Accidents, things breaking, things going wrong. And I'm seeing people like trying to pick up all the pieces and move and it's just like it's a shit show, really. And that for me is like, okay, I need to time out and stay home as much as possible. But what comes up within me is like, part of us is we want to have this momentum. And it will pick up again. Trust me. I had a big message last night come to me like, enjoy this slowdown period. Enjoy this in-between phase. Not only enjoy it, but get the most out of it. Get the most understanding out of it. Because a lot of big life lessons we have experienced in the past when it comes to relationships of all kinds of relationships. And who do we become? What are our patterns? What are our attachment styles? Why do we feel that sometimes we have to put a wall up between ourselves and others to protect ourselves? What is that? All right, this is another message that has been coming up a few times in a few messages. Yeah, all right. Okay. So some of the lessons that we learn through our relationships definitely have they sting, to say the least. They cause extreme pain. A lot of that is also coming up, even though that is a card of nostalgia and love. You can't have one without the other. So you wouldn't feel extreme pain from an interaction with another person if there wasn't love there, that you didn't really care. Because if you don't care, they can't hurt you. We can't hurt each other if we don't care about each other. But what that has done, what that has brought up for many is suddenly not trusting our intuition or our decision making, our choices. How did I get myself into certain situations, certain relationships? What pattern was operating within me? And I do go in depth in a couple other videos of how we can become spellbound and hypnotized by certain energy that really ropes us into connecting to others. And this is mostly Neptune, but there's other energetics involved that I'm aware of that really can, like, there isn't anything you can say or do to change your mind. You're like, this is the one, and you just really feel it. Whether you just feel very pulled to, karmically, you're not aware that's karma at the time, but pulled to another. And we have these experiences, and then bam, there's like a cataclysmic experience that happens in between that causes it causes pain to arise. And that pain, the depth of that pain, actually goes back to our childhood wounds, whether you're aware of it or not. Need a reading. You can book one through my website. That is BeTheChange333.com. If anybody's interested in a reading, you can go ahead and book them through their website. But these experiences, hi Martin. these experiences that we've had, as painful as were, they were they were meant to happen. We have to accept this. This is written in the stars that we have these experiences. So, first of all, you're going to trust your intuition and your judgment going forward way better than you had in the past. Each experience that we have in life teaches us very valuable lessons as long as we allow them to be, as long as we're grateful that we have gained wisdom, we've gained knowledge about ourselves, we've grown, we've matured, we've evolved, instead of decline, decline into grief, which grief is important to honor the grief process. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Now, some people can get stuck in aspects of grief because they're unable to let go of that particular part of the story. And it keeps them stuck in the depression aspect of it for a bit longer, not able to open themselves back up to connecting to someone else new, not able to expand the horizons. I think this is also a beautiful time for many people energetically are going to be going through a great change here. Hello. That is going to allow them for balance there, where it's like, okay, a realization. That's why I had the Hangman out here. Now it's in the cards somewhere. The Hangman. It's important that we have these in between periods because there's certain things that we're not consciously aware of until we have pulled ourselves away from the distraction of interacting with other people, technology, even other things, and we just really engage or just sit with ourselves and ask, like, what is this meant to be showing me? Why am I in this limbo right now? You really will get some answers. Definitely dreams are totally giving us the whole lowdown. If you remember your dreams, write them down, and you will start to understand, especially if you're dreaming about one specific person or a specific event, that it doesn't matter. Like, dreams can be weird, yes, but there's a lot to be learned through them as well. The Aqua and Gemini reads were too similar. What's going on there? I don't know. I think that we're definitely, I think a lot of them have been similar, honestly. For sure. I know a lot of us are really kind of being, I don't want to say reshaped, remolded, but yeah, that is interesting. You just made me think of two people in particular that have Aquarius or Gemini moon and Aquarius rising. I know two people, and they're yeah. Anyway, that's an interesting question, comment. Well, I think that this is also a really nice time to allow that Hangman energy, to really honor the Hangman energy, because that is, we're not flowing with life in the same momentum that we had been, or we would like to, but there's a really important reason for that. There's enlightenment, that's wisdom to be gained. There's certain things that we have not seen consciously, have not fully surfaced into our conscious awareness, that we're going to need in our very soon to be future experiences. But come to acceptance as well. I know that loneliness card, right? Hello, Granny Paula. Hi. Oh, I'm so glad that all you guys are on here now. Yeah, so the loneliness card, definitely. I mean, the loneliness card, again, I go back to the Hanged Man, and I think that's where I can actually come to acceptance a little bit more of, because I don't know about you guys, but I definitely feel, sense, and I have had like I've had more than enough little nuggets of breadcrumbs. They're not even breadcrumbs. These are pretty big openings to what the future is going to be, where the future is going to be taking me. And I get it. I understand now why it's important to honor our energy right now. Energetically, oh my gosh, there's just so much energy that is happening with it coming up through the earth, emitting through the earth and through the cosmos. It's personally, I've been getting hit with dizzy spells off and on. Anytime I try to do more than my body's like willing to do, it says no, halt. And I think this is a good time to honor the body. The health card has been coming up for many of the readings that I've been doing as well. Today, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Today you felt like a zombie. This, because the Schumann has spiked big time between last night and this morning. This energy definitely has many of us just feeling completely exhausted. Or if you're not physically exhausted, yeah, it's staticky, I guess you could say. Really staticky. It's important. Again, to honor that. There's a reason for that. So don't try to put yourself out there and get into this momentum that we are witnessing outside of ourselves. For many of us anyway. I don't know where everybody lives. Some people could live more rurally, and good for you, lucky. Where I live, I see like people moving fast, accidents everywhere. Things are breaking, things are going wrong. People are trying to pick up all the pieces and keep going and keep going. It's like deep breath, truly deep breath. We're also being asked to face our fears in many different ways, many different ways. For example, this is a stupid example. It wasn't even really a fear, but I get these little pre-waves. So I had to renew my driver's license photo. And so the photo card came in the mail last week. And that's where we take it to the license center and get our picture taken. It's a whole government document, whatever. And I had it on my counter and I was watering my plants, and one of my plants overspilled onto the photo document and it smeared like the barcodes and everything. And I'm like, great. And I looked up like what it is that I'm supposed to do. And it was all of this stuff. It was like, you gotta fill out all of these forms and then go and take it to get notarized and then send it. It was like many steps to get a new card. I'm like, oh man, this sucks. But my energy was so low. I did not feel like doing any of those things. So this morning I woke up and I said, you know what? I'm going to take this card to this driver's license center and just see if they can scan it. And I stayed really positive and I didn't let it like get me down. Formalities, yeah. And I hit this traffic. I was sat in traffic for about an hour and a half. There were 2 car accidents on the highway. By the time I got there, I was very much witnessing my surroundings and my energy, and I wasn't letting it really fluctuate either way. And I just kept telling myself, whatever happens, happens. If I have to do it, I'll do it, but I'm going to try anyway. Well, lo and behold, it did scan. I was able to get my driver's license. Thankfully, I didn't have to go through those ropes, but there was a big part of me prior to this morning that was just like, I quit. I give up. I don't even want to do it. I don't need a driver's license. I don't want to do any of that. And wanted to just like push it to the side and not do anything. So that's like facing, it's not really a fear, but facing something that's a pain in the ass, frustrating. But Jesus loves y'all so much. Have a great day. Have a great day to you too. Yeah, today is an I quit day for sure. Yeah. Well, it's important to change the wording, especially to yourself energetically. I surrender is way better than I quit. Yeah, our ego's just like, I give up, I quit. But when we do that, we actually spiral ourselves downward energetically into a very stagnant place. And if you got to go there, you got to go there. I've been there many times, trust me, but I don't stay very long. When I do the I quit, it doesn't feel good, doesn't sit right with me. And I might stay there for like a day or two, but it really, it's all a load of bollocks. I might stay there for like a day or two, but I usually like torpedo myself out of that energy. But I found, and this was my guidance from last night into today, was not to change that perspective. Change it to I surrender. I surrender. Life, show me, guide me. I'm not gonna quit, but I'm not gonna like keep running up against I'm not going to fight it. And I'm not going to join in the insanity either. Trust me on that. It's not fun, but we do have to find a balance, the Justice card, find a balance between being a human being here on the planet, being a spiritual, how's that saying? Be here, be of the world, be in the world, but not of it. So there's a nice balance there. I do want to staying in alignment. Yes. I don't know. I've been faced with challenges, especially more recently with engaging with some people who are really, they're either not starting off their spiritual journey, but they find themselves so elevated in the spirit realm and the spirit world, and have all of these mantras and sayings, and which are all beautiful tools and ways to connect, but they're not grounded or rooted in reality whatsoever. And to have that disconnect really does not. There's something missing there, and it's really hard for me to help somebody bring them back down to earth without just being very blunt and straightforward. And so, when I've got it in me, I got it in me, and I'll say it. But I hate to watch people sort of. It's like when you have a balloon, right? A helium balloon. You let go of it. It can go. It's gone, I've had that experience with people, and I don't know where they go. I honestly do not know where they go, but I know that there's it's something in the brain or something in the mind, or it's just like I want to believe so badly that God or spirit is just going to carry me through life, and I don't have to really take responsibility or do any of the groundwork at all. And that's just not true. That just is not true, unfortunately. It would be nice if we could just smile with your eyes. It's just been, my goodness gracious, an interesting. Oh yeah, you like my mug, my Scorpio mug? That's a gift from my son. Let's get one more read for us, because man, oh man, I pick up a lot of different messages for myself, and then I realize these aren't all just for me. This is like what is really going on everywhere. It's a very strange, and I knew it was going to be strange in between eclipse period. It is time to sort of integrate whatever it is that we are understanding, whatever downloads we might be getting, whatever realizations we're getting. And a lot of this has to do with our own personal growth. It's huge starter fluid. My mug. Ooh, King of Swords, right. Soaring high with clarity, able to see, gain perspective from the bigger picture, And I have tea, moringa tea in here. I've been drinking that for the last month, and it's supposed to be really good for you. My mom got me hooked on it. King of Swords. Seeing the bigger picture. And when we can pull our energy back and sort of rise to a higher bird's eye perspective, like the hawk, on our experiences as a whole, from start to finish, from where we've come to where we are now, and be very present with that and not judge. Certainly can listen to the mind chatter, but you're going to get so much more out of it. We need to gain as much self-awareness and self-understanding as we possibly can for where we're heading as humanity. Prince of Wands, exactly. As to where we're heading. It's going to take a lot of strength and endurance, but when we have self-awareness, when we understand how the universe is talking to us, which is through, the universe speaks to us through symbology, through its own language, through what we feel, through our emotions, as well as through the animals, through the earth, through our dreams. This self-awareness, this higher perspective, is really going to give us that courage that we need when going forward. I'm not going to stay on here. Oh, it's 4:44 on my side. All right. Okay. We can't go forward in the same way we have been in the past. We cannot continue to brush up against that which stops us, with that which, this is heavy. This is heavy energy. We may be feeling this heavy energy now. Excuse me. These are our burdens. These are our resentments. These are our frustrations that we carry in life. And they weigh on us heavy. They weigh on us very heavily, and they slow us down. They bring us to our knees, as you can see. And we might be facing that right now. Facing, okay, 2 of Cups, yep. Facing what happens to the mind. What happens in the mental, not just the mind, but how we connect to others. See these two people, they are not even looking at each other. They are so disconnected. They are not on the same wavelength. They are not, their thoughts are not connecting. They don't want to see eye to eye. 8 of Swords, complete and utter disconnection. And then we have 2 of Cups below that. Love. This 8 of Swords, 10 of Wands, this energy of continuously either surrounding ourselves with people, hello Steph, either surrounding ourselves with people that we are not able to connect with, that we are disconnected from, or our past relationships, love relationships that have completely, over its course of time, have lost that connection and no longer see eye to eye. But if you're still staying in them, or if you're still staying, if you don't even have to physically be in them, but if you're still staying in the story that weighs you down, that's heavy, that's frustrating, that's a burden, that's gonna really be extra heavy through this cycle for many. I'm feeling like it is. All right, let's get a couple more. There are many people out there that are, it's almost like, and I've witnessed this actually. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. So I don't know who needs to hear this one, but we're still at the disconnection at the bottom. Still carrying resentment, or yeah, still trying. See, Ten of Swords, he's still trying to go, but he's like on his knees. He's like, I can't move anymore. This is just like, it's too heavy. The energy's too heavy. Well, it's also really doing a number on the mind. Look at all that. Still connected by a strand of sort. I haven't spoken to her in over a year. Yeah, that energetically, we still have these connections. Trust me, I know. I've got one too. I've got one that no matter how much I would say release, no matter how much I forgive, I don't need to reconnect physically. I'm working on understanding why I connected to begin with certain people, and understanding all of what I'm meant to learn through those, and then releasing the resentment, releasing the all of the mental anguish that it's caused over the years. We've all gone on quite the roller coaster ride when it comes to at least one specific relationship, if not more than that. Everybody has. Nobody's exempt from that. We have the Queen of Wands, Two of Wands, Judgment. So when we were in these relationships, and some people may still be in them, but they're just not even engaging. They're just not really fully, and I want to say in them because, again, energetically, we're always attached to certain karma, certain energies, certain people. But it's good to really get an understanding of what that's meant to teach us. Who did we become? What kind of superficial, surface level being did we become in order to try to maintain some kind of, hi Nicole, some kind of relationship that was obviously disconnected? Now, there were probably times where it was like connected in and out, but those are red flags too. Really, we're not seeing eye to eye. We're not on the same wavelength at all. It's very heavy. It's very exhausting and just weighs you down. Messes with the mind. Really messes with the mind. And then in order to survive, the ego is like, all right, well, I'm going to put on this brave face and I'm going to be the bigger one, and whatever it is. For, we all have a story of how we are going to overcome these situations, how we are going to master our own mind, but we end up, in order to maintain superficial relationships that are not connected, not on the same wavelength, it's important to see who we've become. What parts did we play in that? So at this time, Two of Wands is telling me that in this in-between phase, we're being prepped for something new when it comes to relating to other people. It does require kind of going in backwards and finding the breadcrumb trail of all the triggers and all of the moments and who we became and what did we participate in. And I think that the pain is probably, for many people, subsided enough to go back there. Because there is some great awakening that's happening here collectively. that's important. The more of us, again, it's all about self-awareness, self-understanding, self-actualizing, to know how we want to actually go forward, how we want to relate to others. Well, how can we let our walls down and our guards down? It's easy to say, but when you find yourself actually faced with another person that you might want to be in a relationship with, these old patterns resurface, you know? Just to not feel invisible. Yes. A lot of heartache. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, yes, there is. Great awakening. Yeah. Yeah. And we can't deny. We can't deny the heartache. We can't deny the mental conflict. But well, let's get a couple more. There's been a lot of healing. Once we get through carrying, oh wow. Once we get through carrying that pain along with us, for however long what we do, I know that I've carried pain from relationships with me for many years. Intentionally not wanting to, but it stays with you. It stays in the energies, it stays in the nervous system, it stays in your cells until you really do some conscious work to get into all those cracks and crevices of what is this? I constantly have a mantra when it comes up, like, what is this showing within me? What is this asking me to release? What is this asking me to see deeper? And when the mind can get out of the story of what happened that caused that pain and can transcend, Six of Swords, to the King of Swords, can transcend to pull back and rise above and see it from a higher perspective, from a bird's eye view of understanding from the universe's perspective, why we had these experiences, what it was meant to really pull us out of our own ego, our own ways that were false, that were not truly ourselves. If that's making sense. I hope I'm making sense here. But that really, we're at that point right now. Transcendence. All right, we want to finish this reading off with what do we want? Okay. We're gonna finish this. Okay, we're doing Starseed. Never mind. We are on the Starseed Oracle kick this week. None of this is real. Yes, and I do agree with that as well. However, words. What we experience, what we feel is very real to each and every unique person until they are able to work through it, to transcend it, to get to another space of understanding exactly why we were meant, why we signed up, why we were, the stars aligned us to have these experiences. And as long as you're having fun. Okay. Thanks. Well, yeah, we're having fun here. I'm not sure if I'm engaging. We're going to just do one last reading, everyone. The last message here. I thought that was going into some deep talk, but I have a feeling it's not. You got me for just a moment here. Just a fleeting moment. One last message for us all to wrap this up. And take your time these next 2 weeks. Go slow. Really embrace this weird energy. It is like being in a twilight zone or a fog or a haze or a static. Recognize that everybody outside of us is moving really too fast, and there's a lot of accidents, there's a lot of mistakes, there's a lot of things going on, and we don't need to participate in that. We can take this time to really swim through the void and get as much as we can out of it. Human experience to embody our journey is hard and deep emotions. However, it's an honor to feel while also zooming out to observe. Yes, thank you for that. Looking for some harmony between head and heart. Tomorrow's school, another day of creative endeavors. Good. Should get my mind geared. Yeah. But even when your mind gets pulled in certain directions, if we are like very conscious that we're here on Earth School, consciously aware of what is triggering our emotions and our minds to go in certain places, write it down. Use it as like your own Earth School thing. That's what I do. And it really helps shift the perspective of what's going on. And it takes me out of the victim mentality of like, oh, this hurts. I feel, because I'm a Scorpio, I feel a lot. And I feel a lot of collective energy too. So I've found ways of like still feeling the feelings, but observing them from that, being able to pull back and observe those feelings also from another perspective. I don't know. That's how I operate. One last message for us all. And I'm so glad to have all you guys just join in and chime in. It's nice to feel all your energies and connect, because it is a weird time to be alive on the planet for sure. I love that. Swim through the void, remembering we can breathe even under the depths. Breath is such a breath is such a powerful life force. And that really is a wonderful way to our breath. I mean, if we didn't breathe air, we wouldn't be alive here. Our breath is the best way to get yourself centered and grounded and present in the right now. It doesn't matter what's going on outside of you. You could be standing in the middle of Disney World, and if you need to just stop and start focusing on your breathing, you'll notice that you become centered immediately. It's like magic, really. Message for us all, please. Hello. All right. Well, this is back to the beginning of where I started here. Loosen your grip. Did you see Israeli did airstrike the Palestinian hospital and killed 500 people? Most of them were kids. Oh no, that's horrible. And my heart goes out to everyone involved in all of that, especially the children, to everyone. It gives me an eye twitch, honestly. It is a tragedy. It truly is. I'm sorry, my father died. My father did seared his kid plastic bag to the hospital, and he was screaming. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I'm going to give one last message to us all here and send as much loving and healing energy out into the ethers as possible for everyone that is suffering and struggling and being traumatized. Loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms. Density. Addiction. Let God in. And this goes all the way back to the beginning of the message I was getting was not to give up, but to let go, loosen the grip, surrender. because we are in some very dense energy at this time. We are cyclic beings, and Mother Earth teaches us how to be human every day with the coming and going of the tides and the seasons. If you're clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things we cling to are so often those we most need to let go of. The food, the substances, the relationship, the job, the people-pleasing. The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space, the part we're most afraid to leave empty, the part we guard and don't let grace into. But by keeping that space covered with something that doesn't serve us or clinging to it for fear of it not staying in its own accord, we prevent ourselves from receiving the things that will. A Course of Miracles tells us, whatever we leave empty, grace will fill. And the Buddha said, you can only lose what you cling to. Indeed, both are true. If this card appears, you're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control, to release your coping mechanisms and leave space for grace and God to enter, to surrender all that feels dense to the divine. Loosening your grip doesn't mean that what you're clinging to will go away. It may, or it might stay. But you can be sure that what is for you will find you, and you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strength to surrendering to the grace of life. Yes, that's a good card for sure. For sure. Yes, yes, yes. Words. Very well said. Sometimes there are no words for certain things. And so there you have it. I need to lean into my Piscean North Node more. It's all good. We're going through the dense, thick energy of it right now. And don't give up. Loosen your grip and allow life to sort of flow you through this void. Know that there is much more on the other side, and we're just in a very tight squeeze of energy right now. Truly, we are. So listen to everything that your body is picking up, your senses, your psychic senses, your physical senses, all of those things, and really just flow with it. Go with the flow right now. That's all you can do. Love Victoria's comment about swimming through the void. Yes, the bottleneck. Yeah, we get squeezed through that bottleneck and it doesn't feel good. And then we start to panic. And we're like, don't cling. Don't cling. And I think that, we've had practice in this throughout our lives, but more so in the last few years than ever. So when we get through these squeezes, it gets, not saying it's pleasant, but it gets a little bit easier to know what to do. I'm holding on, I'm clinging, you can feel your jaw clench, your muscles clench up. It's really important to, okay, whatever is, whatever's happening is happening, and I'm here to receive, receive. What's the guidance and understanding, and again, breathe. Yes, thank you, Martin. Exactly. So I think that's all I have for today, but thank you guys for joining and for tuning in and interacting. This felt good, felt really good. So I'm glad to enjoy this space with you, and just keep swimming. Yeah. Have a great rest of your day or evening, wherever you are in the world. And I'm sending you guys out so much love. Take care. Bye.